Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
For investigation. On Sunday, October 8, 2017 at approximately 5 p.m. off-duty Master Police Officer, MPO, Tiffany Viola and Samantha L. Rockenhaus, Ms. Rockenhaus, were on separate airboats with common friends and acquaintances on Lake Okeechobee. They were out on the lake on the airboats for several hours. All of a sudden and unprovoked, MPO Viola threw a glass beer bottle in the direction of / at Ms. Rockenhaus and the airboat she was sitting in. Ms. Rockenhaus was struck by the beer bottle above the right eyebrow and suffered pain and swelling where she was struck. She did not seek or require medical attention, suffer any lasting injury or incur medical bills. Ms. Rockenhaus was not struck in retaliation, nor was there any other physical interaction between herself and MPO Viola. According to the Glades County Sheriff's Office, GCSO, Offense Report No. 17-001003 and later testimony, Ms. Rockenhaus was contacted by MPO Viola the next morning, Monday, October 9, 2017 via the Messenger application on Facebook. In this message, MPO Viola apologized for throwing the bottle. Ms. Rockenhaus later in the evening of October 9, 2017 responded with her boyfriend Daniel Hendry and filed an offense report with the GCSO with the desire to pursue criminal charges against MPO Viola. Ms. Rockenhaus completed a complaint affidavit on what occurred the previous day. Mr. Hendry completed a written sworn witness statement that the bottle was thrown at Ms. Rockenhaus by MPO Viola. A warrant request was submitted by the GCSO to the State Attorney's Office, SAO, for the charges of battery and throwing a deadly missile into a vessel. On November 2, 2017 the warrant request, number 2,401,853, for all charges was denied by the SAO due to insufficient evidence to prove beyond reasonable doubt. On Saturday, October 21, 2017 Ms. Samantha Rockenhaus was interviewed at the Punta Gorda Police Department and she provided a sworn taped statement. Ms. Rockenhaus advised on October 8, 2017 a group of friends and acquaintances, to include Tiffany Viola, were in several different airboats on Lake Okeechobee. Ms. Rockenhaus explained there were multiple airboats on the lake. MPO Viola was in one of them with her sister Tia and it was driven by Brian Grogg. She was in a separate airboat driven by her boyfriend Daniel Hendry. Ms. Rockenhaus said everyone was sitting on the airboats, drinking, partying and having a good time. This lasted for several hours from approximately noon until the time of the incident at 5 p.m. Ms. Rockenhaus knows MPO Viola through her friend Katie, and she knows her as a police officer. Ms. Rockenhaus explained her friend Katie dated MPO Viola's ex-boyfriend Clayton. Ms. Rockenhaus said Clayton was also on the lake with everyone. Ms. Rockenhaus knew MPO Viola was coming boating this day and she explained she thought MPO Viola was there because Clayton was also. She opined Clayton was not showing her attention. Ms. Rockenhaus explained, we, MPO Viola and her, had been next to each. Nothing was spoken to each other. I had never even looked at her. No words were exchanged. There was no conflict all day to provoke an incident later in the evening. Ms. Rockenhaus said, all of a sudden her, MPO Viola, and Brian and Tia go off for about 10 minutes. And then they come back and she was pretty wired up. And she all of a sudden threw the beer bottle at me. Ms. Rockenhaus continued to say, around 5 p.m., it appeared that she, MPO Viola, was very drunk and then all of a sudden there was a beer bottle that hit the right side of my forehead. When she was struck by the beer bottle, Ms. Rockenhaw said she was having a normal conversation with the airboat across from them, captained by Dennis Cater. According to boyfriend Mr. Henry, tea bottle was thrown by MPO Viola. Rockenhaw's I did not see who threw the bottle at her. She explained, and she's about 3 boats away from me, but it was kind of like a clear path, directly at me. MS. Rockenhaws feels MPO Viola intentionally threw it in my direction, trying to hit me. She probably didn't think she could hit me. She also said, I mean, it was a lucky shot. She was pretty far. She was 3 boats away from me at least. Ms. Rockenhaw said the area above her right eyebrow and where she was struck by the bottle, it left immediately swelled, a knot. She said she did not require medical attention because she is a nurse and put ice on it. She explained the injury, it never bruised. It was superficial, but it was like the bone had swollen. Ms. Rockenhaws did not need medical attention, nor did she go to the hospital or incur doctor's bills. She said she had just a headache for about a week. I showed Rockenhaws the sole photo, marked number 1, of her injury that was taken from the GCSO the day after the incident and when she filed the offense report. Ms. Rockenhaws said the photo, it doesn't really do it, her injury, justice. She pointed to the photo and said there was swelling above her right eye, no bruising and some redness. After she was stuck by the beer bottle, Ms. Rockenhaws said, and then I looked over and Tiffany is, flicking me off, and flashing her breasts, and pulling her bottoms up, and showing her butt, and, yelling profanities, and just being nasty. Ms. Rockenhaws believes MPO Viola was very drunk and she assumes alcohol provoked the incident. She explained this by saying, I had seen her chugging Fireball all day as well. I asked, so, she's exposing her breasts completely to everybody? Ms. Rockenhaws testified, oh, yeah, completely took her top off. And then turned around. Ms. Rockenhaws said she assumes alcohol was the only thing that provoked the incident, nothing else that she was aware of. When I asked about her alcohol consumption the day of the incident, Ms. Rockenhaws said she was fairly sober, she had about 4 beers this day. She explained, there was music playing but the beer bottle strike was unexpected. Ms. Rockenhaws said she was hit with a full beer bottle, which was not recovered. It was a full glass beer bottle and possibly a Coors Light glass that hit her. I asked, if it was possible she MPO Viola, was throwing the bottle at somebody else? And Ms. Rockenhaws replied, no. There was nobody else around. Ms. Rockenhaws said MPO Viola, she also admitted to doing it via Facebook message. Note, after Rockenhaws' statement she provided via email 2 screenshots from the Messenger application previously mentioned. One of which says you added Tiffany on October 9, 2017. The message that followed, from the Tiffany Lee, Viola, account says the following. For what it is worth, / want to apologize about yesterday. That was not okay and I realize how fucking stupid it was. You and I have never gotten along and to be honest prior to yesterday there was no explanation. I don't expect you to accept my apology, but I want you to at least know that I am sorry. Rockenhaws replied. Not okay is an understatement. That was basically a pussy fucking sucker punch but worse. You had all day to say something to me and you chose not to do it when you're 3 boats away. You know I don't like you, Katie is my best friend and you're not a good person, to say the least. Thanks for the apology but being a belligerent drunk idiot isn't an excuse for what you did. Viola responds at 12:06 to the above. I honestly had nothing to say to you. I told Tabitha that I have no problem with you, because I don't period. However, it very apparent that you don't like me because of Katie. I honestly did not want any issues yesterday. When I threw that bottle there was absolutely no way in hell I thought I'd hit anyone. Regardless I threw it, and I threw it in your direction. Can't throw crumbled up piece of paper in a garbage. When I'm sober, so how in the hell that happened is beyond me. I understand that you are pissed off and I'll take it for what it is. I'm not bad person, but you are entitled to your opinion. I'm very sorry. On Saturday, October 21, 2017, Mr. Daniel Hendry was interviewed at the Punta Gorda Police Department and he provided a sworn taped statement. Mr. Hendry advised on October 8, 2017 a group of friends and acquaintances, to include Tiffany Viola, were in several different airboats on Lake Okeechobee. Mr. Hendry said Ms. Rockenhaus is his girlfriend and he knows Tiffany, MPO Viola, as a police officer and through other friends. Mr. Hendry explained there were a group of airboats out on this day. Mr. Hendry explained his location and position as in an elevated position/seat with Rockenhaus in front of him. He also said MPO Viola was on an airboat with Tia and Brian. Mr. Hendry said, everything was fine. There was no problems or anything. I could see everything that was going on. Mr. Hendry said near the end of the day the airboat MPO Viola was on went to the bathroom. When they came back, it was a switch flipped. Mr. Hendry said, and I seen her, MPO Viola, starting to get lippy and saying something to Sam. And I went and put my earplugs in and she threw the beer bottle and hit her right in the head. Mr. Hendry said and like I seen it and I was putting in my earplugs and then I was looking straight forward, in the direction of MPO Viola, and then here came the beer bottle. Well, Barn, right in her head. Mr. Hendry said no one else threw anything and nothing provoked this incident. He denied anyone else throwing anything besides MPO Viola. I asked Mr. Hendry if he saw who threw the beer bottle and he said, yeah, Tiffany. He said MPO Viola threw the bottle with her right hand. Mr. Hendry was positive MPO Viola threw the bottle and not her sister Tia. Mr. Hendry said everyone was drinking. Mr. Hendry said MPO Viola was drinking heavily that day and she was intoxicated. Mr. Hendry said the boat was approximately 25 to 30 feet away. I asked if it was possible MPO Viola's sister Tia threw the beer bottle and he replied, no, not a chance. Mr. Hendry provided a sworn witness statement to GCSO and said he is not confused, not a chance and he was positive Tiffany threw the beer bottle. He speculated that a past relationship over the same man Clayton was the cause. He described the injury to Ms. Rockenhaus, like initially that day it was like a goose egg and scratched up and stuff. The injury started to show up immediately after and a lump could be felt for a few days. There were no other medical issues or bills. After the bottle hit Ms. Rockenhaus, Mr. Hendry said MPO Viola was topless. Flashing, showing her tits. He said it was quite the incident. She, Tiffany, went crazy. And the next thing you know Tiffany's going off cussing her out, lifts her top up, shows her breasts. It was quite the show. On Monday, November 6, 2017, Dennis Cater was interviewed and he provided a sworn taped statement. He said he was by himself on his airboat and he met other friends on Lake Okeechobee. Mr. Cater said he knows MPO Viola but only through other friends. He knows Ms. Rockenhaus also through friends in the Buckingham/North Ft. Myers community since high school. Mr. Cater said they were all on the lake from 10 to 11 a.m. until the time of the incident around 5 p.m. He said there were 5 airboats in total, we were just kind of grouped together, floating along with each other. Mr. Cater drew a diagram of the location of the 5 airboats. He explained his airboat we were maybe 5 yards apart, from the airboat Ms. Rockenhaus was in, nose to nose by the bow, yes. Mr. Cater said the airboat that MPO Viola, Tia, and Brain were on was located to his left and behind him about 10 yards or so from the rear of my boat. I asked how far away he thought Brain's airboat, which MPO Viola was on, was away from Dan's airboat, which Ms. Rockenhaus was on, and he said, so I'd say 15 yards maybe, something like that. Mr. Cater said all the airboats were near a palm tree and we were all sitting there having a conversation. He said the airboat captained by Brian and occupied by MPO Viola left and came back a short time later, returning to the group of airboats. Next, Mr. Cater said I felt a spray of something come over the back of me. I turned to look and I saw Tiffany on the front of his boat appearing to look like the end of a throw. And by the time I had turned back around, I heard the bottle hitting Dan's boat and Samantha reaching for her head. He explained the only persons in the area where the bottle came from was the airboat occupied by Brain, Tia, and MPO Viola. He then stated, her, Tia, and Brian were sitting down behind the passenger seat. I guess you would call it in the driver's area of the airboat. And, MPO Viola was at the front of the boat. Mr. Cater did not witness MPO Viola throw the bottle and explained, I did not actually witness a throw from the vessel. The only reason I assumed that it was coming from her is because she was the only one that was in a position prone to launch something or throw something. Mr. Cater said he looked back toward the airboat Ms. Rockenhaus was on and, I heard the bottle hit the boat and saw Samantha clutching or grasp reaching for her head area. And, I just saw it and heard it hit the boat, and then it went in the water. I did not see it hit Samantha, neither did I see Tiffany throw it. Mr. Cater said he did not see Ms. Rockenhaus throw anything nor did he know of anything that provoked the incident. He said, Tiffany was actively trying to get Clayton's attention. Clayton was ignoring her and I know that Samantha is good friends with Clayton's ex. And that, to me, would be the reason that the situation occurred. I was just kind of taken in awe by everything that was going on. Because like I said, there was multiple attempts at her to get Clayton's attention, but there was no negativity, there was no words exchanged, there was no middle fingers or any kind of symbolism towards negativity between the two, Samantha and Tiffany. So when this happened, I was kind of at awe on what went down with the whole thing. I asked if alcohol was a factor in the incident and Mr. Cater replied, so I think that alcohol might have been a contributing factor to this because the later in the day it got, the more attention-seeking Tiffany got towards Clayton. And you could just see it progressing as the day went along. He said everyone there was consuming alcoholic beverages. After the bottle incident, he said both MPO Viola and Ms. Rockenhaus were using vulgar language toward each other. I believe it's because Sam was Clayton's ex-girlfriend's best friend and that was a way for her to take a blow at Katie, so to speak. Mr. Cater explained that MPO Viola was wearing an American flag bikini. Mr. Cater was asked about MPO Viola took off her bathing suit, either top or bottom among the crowd, and he replied, top, yes, one time, that I saw. He said that was earlier in the day and before the beer bottle hit Ms. Rockenhaus. On Tuesday, November 14, 2017, Master Police Officer Tiffany Viola was interviewed at the Punta Gorda Police Department and she provided a sworn taped statement. MPO Viola advised on October 8, 2017 a group of friends and acquaintances, to include Ms. Samantha Rockenhaus, were in several different airboats on Lake Okeechobee. MPO Viola said she was off duty on an airboat with her sister Tia and her boyfriend Brian. There were other boats there with persons that she knows. MPO Viola said she does not really know Ms. Rockenhaus but knows her through another person, Katie. Ms. Rockenhaus knows MPO Viola as a Punta Gorda police officer, as do most of the persons there this day. MPO Viola said she arrived at approximately 1 to 2 p.m. on the lake. Everyone, to include herself, were drinking alcohol. MPO Viola said she had a few beers, 3, and 1 cinnamon whiskey, Fireball, over the time span of 4 hours before the incident at approximately 5 p.m. She was drinking Angry Orchard beer from a dark brown bottle. The group was boating and joyriding together as a group, following each other, listening to music and hanging out. MPO Viola said she was approximately 20 yards away from Ms. Rockenhaus when the beer bottle was thrown. Ms. Rockenhaus believes the beer bottle was thrown at her, but MPO Viola denied throwing a bottle at her. MPO Viola explained she had an empty beer bottle by the neck and tossed it underhanded up in the air, for no reason, and it Ms. Rockenhaus. MPO Viola said it's not common for her to throw objects, and she said of the throw, I ain't no intent, I was tossing it. She admitted there was and is no issues with Ms. Rockenhaus and there was no provocation. MPO Viola said if she threw the bottle again she could not do it if she wanted to. MPO Viola denied Ms. Rockenhaus' claim that the beer bottle was thrown at and hit her intentionally. MPO Viola said Ms. Rockenhaus threw a Coors Light full bottle of beer at her after she was struck. MPO Viola did not agree that she was intoxicated but admitted she had been drinking, which caused cloudy judgment. She said Ms. Rockenhaus jumped off the airboat and verbally threatened her, but they left and there was no further interaction. MPO Viola admitted she sent a Facebook under the screen name Tiffany Lee to Ms. Rockenhaus. MPO Viola realized the bottle she threw hit Ms. Rockenhaus and felt the need to apologize as she was sorry. She said she did not want to hurt anyone or represent the police department in a bad way. MPO Viola was wearing a two-piece bathing suit, bikini. MPO Viola said she was sitting on the front of the airboat and I did take my top off but I was under the impression no one could see me. I was not flashing her. She said she did not think anyone could see her, she thought no one was around, and she took the top off as they were leaving the area. MPO Viola was not aware she exposed her breasts to the group, and said it was not true that she was flashing Ms. Rockenhaus, but for 10 lines. She said her top was off but not directly at anyone or in a vulgar manner. MPO Viola said she did it intentionally but not to show off her breasts. MPO Viola ended with an apology on behalf of the PD, said she was sorry and embarrassed and quite the learning experience. On October 13, 2017, Professional Standards Investigation 17-004 was initiated relating to your off-duty conduct relevant to Glades County Sheriff's Office Incident GCSO 17-001-003. This report alleged that while off-duty you threw a bottle at Samantha Rockenhaus which subsequently struck her in the head causing bruising and swelling. Internal Affairs Investigator Lieutenant David Lipka conducted the investigation. After an exhaustive investigation the subsequent information was learned and resulted in the following violations being sustained. The complaint alleged that while off-duty you threw a bottle at Samantha Rockenhaus which subsequently struck her in the head causing bruising and swelling. Department policies indicate personnel shall not engage in any conduct or activities on or off duty that reflect discredit on the personnel, tend to bring this agency into disrepute, or impair its efficient and effective operation. There was sufficient evidence to determine that the allegation did occur, or there was sufficient evidence to determine that a violation occurred other than the original allegation, and is classified as sustained. Additionally, during this investigation it was determined that you exposed your breasts in public during this off-duty incident. This second violation was at a time and place where you were visible to other citizens in the community. Department policies indicate personnel shall not engage in any conduct or activities on or off duty that reflect discredit on the personnel, tend to bring this agency into disrepute, or impair its efficient and effective operation. There was sufficient evidence to determine that the allegation did occur, or there was sufficient evidence to determine that a violation occurred other than the original allegation, and is classified as sustained. Actions that are inconsistent, incompatible, or in conflict with the values established by the Punta Gorda Police Department or the City of Punta Gorda negatively affect the reputation of this agency and its personnel. Such actions and inactions thereby detract from the department's overall ability to effectively and efficiently protect the public, maintain peace and order, and conduct other essential business. Therefore, it is the policy of the Punta Gorda Police Department that personnel conduct themselves at all times in a manner that reflects ethical standards consistent with the rules contained in SOP 215.00, Standards of Conduct and otherwise disseminated by this department or by the City of Punta Gorda. Your actions are in direct violation of Punta Gorda Police Department Standard Operating Procedures which state SOP 215.00.11.b Conduct unbecoming Punta Gorda Police Department personnel. Personnel shall not engage in any conduct or activities on or off duty that reflect discredit on the personnel, tend to bring this agency into disrepute, or impair its efficient and effective operation. Group 2 offense. On November 21, 2017 you received written notice about potential disciplinary action I was considering against you regarding this incident. I offered you an opportunity to participate in a pre-disciplinary conference prior to initiating disciplinary action. You elected not to proceed with a pre-disciplinary conference. On November 22, 2017 you sent me an email which stated, "I have reviewed my discipline and agree to the 40-hour suspension with 90 days probation. I will not be disputing the above. I agree with the investigative report. There is no evidence to believe the throwing of the beer bottle was nothing more than a split-second, yet inappropriate, decision influenced by the consumption of copious amounts of alcohol through the day. I also agree with the investigative report that your off-duty actions were not in accordance with department policy. Despite your intentions, you are an adult and an experienced law enforcement officer. Throwing bottles in the direction of anyone is dangerous and completely unacceptable. Exposing your breasts at a time and place where you were visible to other citizens in the community is completely unacceptable. I expect more from you as a representative of our agency. You started with the Punta Gorda Police Department on May 6, 2013. In the past 4 years you have received numerous accolades about your performance. You have only one formal disciplinary action on file for missing an assignment. Your acknowledgement of wrongdoing and apology during your administrative interview was noted. All of these factors weighed heavily on my decision-making process on the initial proposed discipline. As a result of your actions outlined above, you will receive a 40-hour suspension and be placed on a 90-day probationary period. The 40-hour suspension will occur between November 23, 2017 and December 25, 2017 on the 5 specific dates we mutually agreed upon. Your probationary period will begin on November 23, 2017 and will end on February 20, 2018. Should you choose to appeal this decision, you may refer to Appendix C, Section 7, Grievance Procedures for Disciplinary Actions, within the Police Officers' Collective Bargaining Agreement.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it and each of you gave $1, and that was every month. Oh my God! Yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.